Director of Operations. Each week, the team will offer industry terminology, tips and strategies, along with the occasional real estate professional to help educate as it pertains to buying, selling, or just plain old home ownership. We thank you for spending time with us today. Now, let's join this episode of Title Talk.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Welcome to Title Talk. My name is Drew.
And my name is Amy.
We are your inspired team this morning, and we are excited as ever, that's a lie, to be here with this guy. Chris Johnson, the on-time guy. He is the creator or the center of influence. Chris, thanks for coming out here today and spending some time. We appreciate
Thanks
you.
for having me. It was a haul. It took me a while to get here.
Oh my gosh, are you going to be that guy? You're going to be the guy who moans and wails about traffic?
He's not moaning and wailing, he's talking.
I missed the construction. I was on 12A, and then I got off.
How do you miss the construction? It's everywhere.
It is.
That's right.
Well, you can't drive anywhere without running into it.
Actually, that's kind of a gift that if you miss the instruction, you got to tell us how.
Yeah.
I want to learn more of that. So,
Couldn't get over.
why don't you tell the audience a little bit about you, who you are, and we'll get into you.
Sure. So I'm the BD guy for On Time Mortgage. It's I think people pay attention to you on what you're doing when you're not making money. And I've known these guys for a lot of years, and was doing something I frankly wasn't that passionate about. And these guys, Kevin and Nathan, said whenever you're ready to make the move over to us and give us a call, and it evolved very, very quickly. So
Nice.
very grateful that I had, and Kevin calls it a lifeline. I don't know if I would go that deep. It's been a good ride. So
you're doing business development for On Time. What does that mean? Who are you trying to really kind of court through this process? What are you seeking?
I connect the dots on, and I think that's an overused phrase, almost like relationships or networking. I hate that word, networking.
Yeah.
But, just really in the real estate sphere, and try to, give as 20, 30, 40 times as much as I get back, and then not expecting a return.
Right.
Even though we all have to, to pay the bills, and don't tell Kevin I said that. But that's really been the kind of the homily of my life, man. I grew up from really good stock, and my father, gives a lot, and so I came from. I'm not ever afraid to say I love my mother and I love my father.
Yeah.
Mom just got out of surgery this morning for twice in cancer, so I'm a little. She downplays everything, so it's like I got a call after surgery like an hour ago, and she's like, "I'm gonna be okay." I was like, "Oh, really? I didn't know this was serious."
What was going on?
I don't know. So it's just a complete downplay
Oh.
of what's going on. So that's good and bad.
Well, at least she's doing okay.
Right. We'll see.
That's deep. Like, you take that.
It was deep. It was a surprise to me. I didn't realize I had to get so deep an hour ago, but it happened.
That was your good morning.
Yeah, off the stair mill. Dad calls and says, "Mom wants to say a few words." I'm like, "Oh, what's this?" "Oh, I'm doing well. Just got out of surgery."
Did you even know she was going to surgery?
Yeah, but I just didn't. I thought it was
You thought it was a...
just a normal kind
Thanks,
of
Mom.
routine kind of thing, but I got a feeling it wasn't, so whatever.
Wow. Holy cow. That's
I hope your mom's okay.
yeah. Let's
Thank you.
Yeah.
we'll send some prayers
Prayers
up
to
for mom
Mom.
and stuff. But again, that really does speak to who you are, and when we first met, that was something that really I connected to was the fact that you just spoke about it, is that giving sense. You can really recognize that in somebody when you first meet them, that it's about connecting with people who are like-minded, and you had indicated that as well, that's what you try to do, is you try to pair people throughout the industry to maybe you guys can see how you guys can do some things together. And is this something that you do through planned events? Like, how do you where do you find these people? What's that process look like for you?
Yeah, I've gotten to the point now where people connect me because they know that that's kind of my background, and I think you can over network. I really do. I think you can
I would
go
agree.
to
I would agree.
too many events,
Yes.
and not get as much done as you want. So I think you need to kind of pare it down.
Yeah, and find the groups that you fit in and
Yeah.
find your niche, and no,
And
agree.
so for us, like our goal the mortgage world is to find 10 real estate people that we can not only expect to get something from, but we can also expect that we can send them
Yeah.
leads. You know, that it's got to be a mutually beneficial
So is that
relationship.
one-sided?
Absolutely not. If it's one-sided, it's like a bad marriage, right?
Right.
There's got to be a give and there's got to be a give and a take,
Right.
and if not, you're going to be in counseling. That's just all there is to it. There
Right.
has to be, and the same thing with a good business relationship. It's got to be a win-win
Yeah.
at some point. Now you can see it may be one-sided at the beginning, but they have to feel that vibration or that synergy from you that you actually care about helping their business grow.
So what is the center of influence then? I mean, you talk about On Time, we know that, okay, that's a mortgage company, but what is the center of influence?
Yeah, it's really it's a movement. It's a feeling of people that I've hand vetted,
Okay,
and it's people that fulfill the mission that I've laid out for, you know, being other centered, being having a godly figure. But I get tired of the Bible thumpers that are constantly hammering me with the religious stuff.
Sure.
I mean, and those are always the kind of guys or ladies that you're like, all right, what's going on in your life? But
Right.
for me, you know, I got Jewish friends, I've got Muslim friends, I've got all different faith and religion friends, but it comes from just I watch people how they go to restaurants, I watch them what kind of questions they ask me. You know, we were in St. Louis over the weekend for a couple of games. We met a lot of people with a friend that I knew. I worked in the club business for 16 years as well.
okay,
So we can get to that, but like, you know, going with him and going to the different park and going outside the park and the restaurants and seeing how they interact.
Yeah.
And then talking about them.
Right.
It's not about you.
right,
We had a kid that we met that is in aviation at
Mhm.
St. Louis University in downtown, and we talked about, you know, what do you want to do, and
Yeah.
it wasn't about me. It wasn't about me getting what I want to get. So really, it's listening. I think
Mhm.
is what everything comes down to, Drew. It's
What?
about listening.
what?
Yeah, you heard me.
It's a problem with people
Yeah.
nowadays.
That is,
And just, life nowadays.
Think about what do we hear most of? I mean, a lot of folks that we have on the show have often talked about, you know, the biggest accolade in wanting to do business with each other is that communication piece. And I think that a bigger part of communication is not always speaking, it's listening. And it's amazing what you hear that people say and how you connect to that, or how you bring that around to an action to, you know, working together and finding a need in a space, you know. And you know, the center of influence, is it so it's made up of all different types of people as far as businesses and things? It's not just centered around just real estate?
Well, real estate's a big part of it, but
Okay.
we try to get as many decision makers in the room as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I think if you live in a place of abundance, listen, I've never made an incredible amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
but I've had a blessed life. And I have great parents, I have a great wife, I have a great sister. I've had a blessed life. So I really want those people that bring out that optimism and that half glass full approach to life, and they really look at their life as charmed, because you get those kind of people in the room, you can change the world. And then, so when you have the abundance in the room, we give a lot of that back to not-for-profits. And we get someone that's kind of that doesn't fit we get them in the room and they're not fitting the profile, we kind of say, hey, this may not be a good fit for you. You don't understand what we're about, and we move on. So it's fine. But
They do weed themselves out, don't they?
They do.
I mean, it's pretty amazing when you don't fit, because, you know, the people that you speak about, they're unique in their own way, right?
Mhm.
Amy, what do you want to know about Chris?
How long has Center of Influence been around?
We've been around almost about a year and a half, actually.
Okay, so you're still,
Yeah,
you're still a baby, like you're
Yeah.
young,
we're growing.
and you're still growing, right?
Right.
That's awesome.
And then it's about influences. And
Yeah.
it's like, I've been around some really good people in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked at a number of different groups, taken
Yeah.
bits and pieces of what I like about
For
them,
sure.
and then created
It's really cool.
our own. And it's really all about people.
That's great. And it's scary for someone like me in the way that I am, like,
Gosh.
I
I don't believe that, by the way.
I-
I still don't believe that you're an introvert.
I'm a hermit.
I
Introvert,
just
hermit.
don't believe it.
So like, you know, it could be an overwhelming. The first time I met you, it was Chris is like, yeah, there's gonna be like a handful of people here, and I want you to meet Chris. And I walked into this place and I just saw bodies everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
breathe. It's you know, so being able to form a group that is based on that is a very cool thing for people, because like I said, I could never do it, but props to you on doing it.
I mean, it's really, but it's helping people grow their sphere. But at the end of the day, we're all measured on, am I introducing you to the right people?
Right. Right.
Because people, really, it's not the money that you're worried about. It's a small investment. It's about the time.
Right.
So if you're going
Right.
to spend an hour a week with me and then go to our events and do,
Yeah.
but I think you walk out of there hopefully feeling good about what we're doing.
Only
And
mild heart
hopefully-
attack.
yeah.
Meeting people.
That's right. Right.
And I didn't have my other wingman. You were sick at the time. So it was only Chris and I
You
doing this
brought
together.
Chris,
It was Chris and I and Drew and
Gosh.
going. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to
Well,
say. I'm
I
talking
was
to
also-
adults.
Man.
I was also challenging them to kind of expand their wings and stuff, and I knew Christopher would be okay, and I really had the utmost confidence in Amy too, because what she speaks is so very true. Like, she was this very quiet, behind the scenes, meek individual.
Sorry.
And we've been, kind of in mentoring and pushing and encouraging her to kind of expand out there, and like, this was a huge step for her. Like,
It
doing
was.
it.
That was
And
like
she
the
came
first
back
time
and
I had-
she was just so refreshed by the fact that, wow, that works.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting people, and that, just the feeling that she came back with. I mean, Christopher came back with a very good vibe of what this was about, but he went into it open because he's got, the
This is what he does. This
social
is-
skill,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not that you don't have social skill. It's just, but now look, your mom and dad talk about, you as going, who are you? She walks up to people and starts talking to them. So it's working. It's
When I
breaking the
compliment
ice.
strangers, they're like, "Who is my?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Who
I was
are
like,
you?
"I like that shirt.
Yeah.
I like that person. That person was nice." I was at the gas station yesterday, and there was only one guy working there, and he was like frantic because there was a line of people, and he's like, "Oh, I need to. This car wash is broken." I was like, "Do you have a cone? Do you want me to go put it out there for you?" He's like, I mean, the cone's in the back, but like, thanks for asking. It means a lot. Like, when I left, I was like, I hope your day gets better. And he's like, I need more of you.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It is cool. It is. It's just. It's taking a step outside your comfort zone,
Right.
which is the scariest part of
Right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We've had people that have come in, Drew, as introverts, and they come out like this.
Yeah.
Shut
And
her up.
to me, that's a win.
Peter, stop
No,
talking.
that's exactly one of my goals in the mentoring of Amy and kind of leading as we've been doing around here is exactly that. Like, I recognize that she has a skill and she's very good at what she does, but there's other talents that I said, let's just see if we can, really bring these out. And in organizations like Center of Influence, I think are great means for that, because you speak the same languages. You're connecting with people that are in the same industry, that you're talking about similar items. And certainly you talk about this aviation person, as a person in the real estate business, I would have a lot in common, but it's not necessarily about that, it's about them. It's about, let them tell their story and listen.
That's right, that's
right?
right.
I mean, you literally listen to, and
What did you used to say? Listen to. You had a quote about this.
yeah, so you,
Listen to. Do you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about? Don't
I
listen
do.
to respond, but listen to.
yes.
I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue,
Yes,
but
it'll
it's
come
not
to
coming
me,
out right.
stop talking, out extrovert. It'll come to me, I don't remember it.
I can't. I have it in my mouth now.
Yeah, but that's it, people listen to respond, and instead of, listening to hear. And really, that's something I live by, is I am so go. And I realize that when I kind of take a minute to go, wow, there's some value in it. If I'm the smartest guy in the room, I gotta find another room. Like this room right here, I gotta get out.
Yeah. No, I gotta leave. Sorry.
Okay, we'll fight to leave. Maybe yawns, yeah, nice. On Time Mortgage, how long have you been part of them and
It's over a
affiliated
year.
with them?
It's over a year.
What did you do before this?
I've had businesses that I've owned.
Really?
I had a driving range. A couple cleaning
That's
companies.
odd.
Yeah.
That's
I had a driving
awesome.
range.
You
Yeah.
own a driving range.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Is there a market for a driving range?
Well, that's why is it on time? I'm just kidding.
That's why we move around.
Where was
We
it?
made some money. 159th and Parker in Homer Glen.
That was yours?
That was mine.
That was back when you could hit a golf ball out there and not hit anything. Now you can hit a golf ball out there and like break windows.
That area
What was
has
it
grown
called?
Dramatically. Tea times.
Yeah.
That was
I know exactly where that is.
I know where that is too. Crazy.
Those were great years though.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
it
can
was
imagine.
Like, right, I was in my 20s,
That would be yeah.
and I never hit a golf ball.
Are you
I
trying
never hit
to
a golf ball.
I'm doing math.
Wait.
Just, there's no way you were in your 20s.
I was in my 20s.
Wait? You never hit a golf ball?
Never hit a golf ball.
Even when you worked there?
Never did. Very rarely. Maybe 3 or 4 times.
How about now?
No. And I do have a real estate buddy that is going to Get me out. Get me. In
You
some
need
lessons.
to take some lessons.
Yes.
Because, like I said, we'd love to have you at our
I would
outing
love
next
to.
year.
I mean, I usually just get a hole. I'm just a sponsor. I sit the hole. I gotta fix that.
You could,
It's a real personal problem. It's like Chris wearing an Ohio State shirt today.
I second
That is poor parenting.
No.
And then that's,
Poor parenting.
he has major errors in judgment.
I don't disagree.
have-
Well,
fix
his dad
that.
is a Packers fan.
Yeah,
So
that's perfect.
They just have really bad.
No, hey, easy.
He's got really
But
bad.
that's really, you gotta work on Chris for that.
Yeah.
He comes in here and tries to antagonize me as I walk in here.
Well, it might have something to do with that shirt
Well, maybe.
too, right?
Stop!
This looks like you're ready to go to the beach.
This shirt is fantastic. I'm a
You've
fan.
gotten a lot of compliments from the team so far. So you did several things before these most recent endeavors.
I still can't believe
That's
it.
crazy.
It comes down to people at the end of the day.
I
It
don't
really
think-
does.
are you
Are
getting-
you happy with who you talk to? Are they gonna give you the autonomy to do what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin and Nathan, they give me full autonomy. It's like I have my own business.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I'm the only guy that goes. I sit in the office. I'm the only guy that goes.
Right. Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can talk to myself, my alter ego. It's fine.
How damaging is that?
I was gonna say maybe don't talk more about
Maybe
that
my
right
alter
now.
ego is better than me. I don't know.
We'll find that out. Chris and I are actually talking about doing a podcast together where we kind of tackle some different things and just talk about people and we're trying to really kind of spitball that around and get that to come to fruition because I think there's some value in what he does for sure. I don't necessarily know what value I bring to it other than a pretty face, but it's podcast, so nobody sees it.
I was gonna say that you're
I've always been
useless.
told.
That's good. I don't. No one wants to see my helmet either. So,
I
that
mean,
might be good.
Yeah, so you got two guys behind the scenes that you'll never have to see, but they'll sound great. We're talking about doing some different things together, and that's certainly something that I'm excited about and definitely wanting to do. What kind of goals and aspirations do you have here? What do you want to do?
I'm
in
still
these
stuck
next
on the
10
driving
years?
range.
I want to just make On Time be as big a brand as we can possibly do. I want us to be, we have the owner is a West Point grad, so we have a really strong
Nice.
VA military
Nice.
passion. We're going to
Okay.
do an honor flight. We're going to sponsor that.
That's great.
So Homes for Heroes is nationwide, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are you guys affiliated with them?
Yes.
Okay,
we
so
are as well, and it's something that is.
so that's a huge thing. Yeah, Rich was on here last week and he was talking about it, and we were saying we're an affiliate now. They are too. So if you are a hero out there, make sure to reach out to On Time for any kind of real estate.
They just don't
Me
get
too.
the treatment that they deserve.
No, they
you know?
my dad was an Air Force guy, and thank him pretty much every week for his service. And
Mhm.
there's just so much value to that. I don't think they get enough. We just know they don't get enough due. For
No.
we revere athletes more than revere military people.
Th-
and
that's a shame.
that just bugs the heck out of me.
No, and the monies that these guys earn for, not saying what they do is not risky, but, I mean, wow. So what was it like growing up as a military kid? Did you guys move around a lot?
No, he was just 4 years in the military. Then
Okay.
he was a civilian and worked at a naval base.
Okay.
For 30 plus years, which never happens today.
Oh, no.
That's
So,
crazy, yeah.
that-
He's still giving back?
Oh yeah, he's constantly helping neighbors and with no expectation of a return. And we talk about basketball once a day.
Really?
That's why I'm really disenchanted with your Ohio State shirt, because it's all about Indiana hoops every day, once a day, and I'm not kidding you. Or Yankee baseball. And I'm a Reds fan, but I still, because my father was a Yankee guy. There's nothing there for you to be upset about because they're harmless. They're like a little flea.
They really
They are very
Reds haven't
harmless.
been good in
Harmless is a good
years.
word
Yeah,
for it.
I mean,
When we go to
yeah.
the Sox game, you're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we brought him to the Sox game, and I was always wondering why he was like sitting further in the back and not necessarily coming up front watching the game. Now the truth comes out.
I love baseball.
Had they
I love
played
baseball,
the Yankees,
yeah.
it might have been different.
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, it was 110 degrees in St. Louis on Saturday at 6:15 at night,
Oh my
Poor you.
gosh.
and I was leaning like this, like you just said.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, and then they lost.
he's not bitter.
Yeah, right,
was all.
exactly. No, it's
They
good.
laid an egg.
It's genuine. Like these conversations that we have and this what we do is this is genuine. People really look at the business and our business and your businesses, not necessarily maybe having that much knowledge about it, but more importantly it's about people. And we can't stress that enough, that this is the type of relationships that we look for And these are the people that we like to work with because of the relationships, the genuineness, the deep-rooted feelings that people have behind them.
Mhm.
I think that these things are, you can't teach these. These are inherent in people.
Mhm.
You don't share the story that you do about your relationship with your dad and the connection if it's not really deep-rooted and goes back to, a point in time. And I think every time I've heard you speak and every time I've heard you engage in a conversation, it's genuine. It's how can I help you? What are you looking for? And it's never what about me? What are you going to give me in return? I would guess that eventually you get to that, but it's never an opening.
That's a weakness, Drew, I'll be honest, and that's something that I've gotten better at. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's about win-win.
Yeah,
And
it's karma too.
Right, and then through COVID, I probably had 1,000 conversations. So that I've gotten better at paring it back to say, okay, is this someone that I can help?
Mhm.
Is this someone that I can create a 10x situation? Like
Right.
where I can help them with their business, their life, it becomes, and you don't even talk about their business, you talk about their passion,
Yeah.
their
Right.
life, their family,
Right.
and if you can get deep with that, then the business just takes off.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
connect
It's
it.
not about the business.
No, you
I don't
don't.
really care what people do.
No, it's
Right.
about
I
people.
care about who you are.
Yeah.
I gathered that based on
If
being
you're-
a driving range owner.
Right.
I
Well,
mean-
That is still so
and I usually
cool.
don't sit down and talk to jerks, but I make exceptions. Right? You have to make exceptions.
Yes, we do. We have to sometimes step outside of our
Right,
comfort
we
zone.
do, very much so.
You're here in spite of an Ohio State
I
shirt.
know, and I'm gonna have to go talk to him after this.
I'm sure you will. I expect that you would do that. The the relationship piece that you talk about. I mean, I know you said early on here that you hated talking about or the word networking. It is something though I think that is very important in the business sense. I think it's becoming a lost art. Why do you dislike that word so much?
It just comes off as very transactional.
Okay.
And
So what word do you use instead? Or what do you like to say?
the other overused word of relationship,
Okay. Okay.
but it's a journey.
Mhm.
You and I met, you came to the office.
Yeah.
I'm not real, when I meet you the first time, I'm not real concerned about the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see if you follow up with me.
Follow through.
Because
Yeah.
really, it's the second, third, fourth
True
conversation
statement.
that's more important than the first one. Just because I meet you at an event that I host or that,
They had good food and good beer. That's why I went.
thank you,
Just
yeah.
kidding.
I appreciate that.
But it was good.
I've heard worse. But if you don't come out of there and we don't talk to each other again, then why do we spend that time
It's a
together?
waste of time,
Yeah.
energy, and effort.
So, and then how do we get to know each other? We might have met the second time and you didn't like what I'm about. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
Because
you're
not
gonna
everyone's
like.
gonna like me, and I'm
Uh-huh.
okay with that. I've grown in my, I'm comfortable enough in my own skin that I know that not everyone's gonna like me.
No,
And it took
and
me a
we're-
long time to get there, because I wanna be a pleaser and I like to be liked. And if
sure.
anyone says they don't, there's not many people that don't wanna be liked. And I'm one of them,
great.
but
That's true.
I've learned that not everyone resonates
You're
with
not
me.
gonna get right.
Because I
right.
challenge people, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And to be better. And the people that my best friends challenge me. And I kind of like that. I
I
like
was
to
gonna
be
say, you need
challenged. Because
that.
if you're not going to challenge me, if someone's not a good friend, you're not going to challenge them.
No, you're just
You
gonna
tell them
be
what they want to
busy.
hear.
Mhm.
Right.
They're not going to be stretched. They're not going to get better
100%.
in all aspects of life.
Right.
So not just business, because that's
No,
all
that's
secondary.
really well said. I think that so many people are out there seeking maybe the answer or seeking a direction. I think a lot of what you've been speaking says a lot about some people's questioning. And that first meeting, it's not transparent. It's generalized to here's my card, here's your card, here's what I do, here's what you do, and you move on. It's that second time, do they follow up? What attracted them to call back or reach out? Now the value starts.
Yeah.
The value does not start, we typically don't come back from a meeting and say, that went great, we're gonna do a ton of business, yada, yada. We kind of go, I felt really confident about what I did.
Yeah, it's
and I
about the
really
feeling you do
showed
with that person.
ourselves well.
Yep.
Then you get that follow-up phone call saying, hey, you know what, it was great meeting you the other day, they now are telling us why they liked, and now you know you won.
Right.
Now you know you've been successful at what you set out to achieve.
Right.
To your point, you're gonna probably get a lot more no's than you do yeses.
No doubt. Like, for instance, we had someone at the White Sox game that that I met. So we
Okay.
had a meeting,
Mhm.
that person got busy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm waiting, and then we responded and waiting, I got busy. Okay, everyone's busy.
Yeah.
That's not a differentiator.
Right.
And
Right.
I have people that call me all the time that want to sell me something. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who they know. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. And I've told both of you this story, and I'm going to tell it again because this is important. Starbucks. So I'm in real estate in 08, 09.
Yep.
Gentleman he's sitting there, and he sits down with us and says, "Can I sit with you guys?" Guy clearly probably didn't look like he had taken a bath in years, or
Okay.
felt like it. Maybe I was wrong in that assessment. He sits down with us, says, "Would love talking real estate." He became one of the crew. Every day we would sit with him at 6 a.m. at Starbucks and lot. So
Wow.
then we get in the real estate rut of 08, 09. Things go south. Okay, went south for a lot of people. My buddy buys a bakery in Milwaukee, and you know who the top investor was. It was that guy. So the lesson learned is you don't know who you're talking to. And even if they're coming at you with something, they're trying to sell you something, that's okay. Like your son, he came up, we had interviewed him and on time. It did, for whatever reason, it wasn't the right fit. Timing wasn't there. So then he comes to us, calls Kevin, the owner, says, "Oh, I'll just give it to Chris. I don't want to deal with this. Chris, you take it." He calls me up. I say, "Chris, would love to work with you. I'll give you one chance, see how you do." Boom, we did. He did it. You guys did a phenomenal job, and now we have a relationship. So really, I give everybody one shot,
Mm-hmm.
and I spread it around, and then we see how we can work together. And the people that help you the most, and then I help them. Those are the people. That's who you run with. Those are your
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah.
And that's you got a good life. You got people you admire, respect, and you don't have 100 of them. You got 10 of them.
Yeah.
Do that over and over. Pretty good situation.
That's a great story. I mean, you don't know who you're talking
You don't.
to. Are you still,
Yes, I drive him. He's in his late 70s now. Doesn't drive, and if he needs to go to, and actually he's in the church, so I drive him to church. And then he's a big history buff, so I took him to Atlanta. I took him, we love presidential museums, so he
Wow.
loves history. He used to be a history, you'll love this, he used to be a history professor or poli-sci at DePaul. So you don't know who you're dealing with, so
No idea.
you've got to have you're not gonna have an hour conversation with everybody, but at least give them 10 minutes.
Right. Right.
You don't know where it's gonna go. And
No
then it
idea.
just gives you such a great life when
Yeah.
you meet so many interesting people.
that's such a God moment to say that too. Like, he just randomly came up and sat down. He became an influence just randomly by, "Hey, can I sit there?" And here you are years later.
That was a test,
Right.
and hopefully I passed it. But
Right.
there's plenty
Kudos.
other tests I miserably failed.
We all do.
And I didn't see it.
Right.
But that one,
Yeah.
and then I always call the guy that took the investor, the firm, and I go, "Well, you're doing well now, right?" I go, "Don't forget Matt. Don't forget Matt. Because
Mhm.
if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have all this success right now." And ironically,
That's so great.
he's doing through some health stuff now, but I'll take Matt up to Milwaukee to see, then we go out and have sandwiches, sit there and just kind of admire what's been done. So that's just such a cool story.
Yeah.
That is
really
really a great story. If you guys have any questions for Chris, if there's anybody out there that wants to know a little bit more, you guys can certainly reach out to him. If you think that maybe you would connect with him, or maybe somebody in the that you know that might connect with him. I mean, again, it's not about him being part of the mortgage community. I mean, he doesn't do one mortgage at all. I mean, he is connecting people, and he is part of On Time, which is a lending institution, and they are, here to help you guys with any kind of transaction that you need, whether you're buying, selling, or doing a refi. But more importantly, I think, or equally as important, is Chris's ability to. This is that when somebody says, "I got a guy," because you can reach out to Chris, and Amy and I have both done it on different accounts, to say, "Do you know anybody that?" Yeah, here, da 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 da, and you've never not guided us to put us in contact with somebody. Now, like you said earlier, they all don't mesh or work out, but at
That's
least it's the
perfectly fine.
direction, and it's no reflection on you going, well, the reflection on you is that you provided the answer to what I asked, and you directed me. What happened back there? Not a reflection on you.
No.
The reflection was that you had some folks that you felt could potentially be of assistance, and we share that back and forth, and you go, maybe this isn't the person I want to refer because I'm hearing more of the no or the negativity out of that. And then you go back to that person and say, hey, I've sent you, what's going on? And then you learn a little bit more about that. So it is a circle. It truly is a full circle to understanding the dichotomy of what connecting people is and the art of it. Because it is. It's reading people and not necessarily judging them, but connecting the dots. Saying, I think this person and this person would really do well together. Let's get them a meeting.
It's personality, but it's not foolproof either. I mean, you're gonna be wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's happened to me where people didn't follow up maybe in a timely manner. And then it is a reflection on you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you that it's not, but you're not always gonna be 100% conversation. Hey, listen, that connection was made and you didn't end up, you didn't do what you said you were gonna do. That I'm not gonna connect you again if you don't do that. So
Shame on you.
it happens.
Yeah. There's a question from a listener who wanted to know if you guys are hiring.
We are part-time LOs, so would love to have a conversation and
Nice.
tell me what your interest is, and absolutely.
So I think if it's something that, they're looking for LOs, which is loan officer for those of you folks that maybe aren't in the industry for the speak, the need is out there, and this is a great opportunity. Are your offices, where are you guys located?
We're in Willowbrook on Midway, literally right behind the Target off of 83.
Okay, so they're local, it's not like but they do lending across the country?
Yeah,
Right.
Tennessee, Indiana, here obviously,
Florida, right?
and then South Carolina.
Nice. So if you guys are,
And
if you know,
Michigan, I forgot one.
not Wisconsin yet?
No, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
If you know somebody that is looking to get into this business and into the world of lending, certainly you can reach out and connect with Chris. His information is there above him on the screen. We'll also put some shouts out for that on our
Social
Facebook
media,
pages
put
and all our
yeah.
social media channels as well.
The LinkedIn's and the Facebook and all that.
Absolutely. Do you have any other questions for Chris before we
No.
let him go into the real world?
Solve the world.
Do you have any
Last minute.
last minute plugs or things that you want to kind of share,
Share
or
to
some
the
last minute
world?
words to leave as your last time ever being on the show?
I just think
Wait, what?
relationships are, yeah.
Wanted to see who's listening.
Go Hoosiers.
I wanted to see who's listening. Obviously, Amy is. Chris is not. He was going right into.
He was like, well.
Maybe you might want to tweak on that listening thing, my friend.
So then no.
Yeah, put a thankless plug out there for you. And how can people get a hold of you?
You can, best way probably to email me, Chris at ontimemtg.com, or, LinkedIn, that's the way of the world now. If you're not on LinkedIn, you're
That was a weird one for me to get used
You're
to.
missing it.
I was
Missing
like
it.
in.
Well, it's because you're so Facebook used and you're waiting for all the ridiculous dialogue and all the people's problems.
Yeah.
And then you turn on to LinkedIn and you go, oh, these people are
I
professional.
know, it's like welcome
I
to the
don't want the
professional
drama.
world.
I don't
Yeah.
want the drama.
Yeah, no, it's.
Yeah. We have enough of it in our own lives. We don't
Yeah.
need it elsewhere.
I'm trying. I'm migrating. I'm migrating to the professional thing.
We'll get you there.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Call me when you
She's
need
growing up. Today's her birthday. Today, happy birthday!
Thank you.
Birthday.
Thank you. Thank
Today's
you.
Amy's birthday. She's obviously growing up another
I'm
year.
honored to be here on your birthday.
I know. Thank you for showing up to my party.
Wow.
Well, it's actually it lasts all month, so come any day.
All year, all month.
Yeah, I mean, according to her, it's gonna last all month. So you've
No,
got
it's
some
ending the
days.
19th. I have an
Right.
end date.
Yeah,
Don't
we'll
worry.
check on the 20th.
Kid Rock.
Give us a call on the 20th.
Kid Rock is my
It'll
end
still
date.
be going.
Well, guys, we thank Chris for joining us today, taking some time out of your day. I'm
Thank
glad you go out and get another
I
coffee on your
will. I'll
way
get
out.
another
Here.
Panera later on.
I'm sure you will. Plug for Panera.
Panera.
Best.
Wow. You don't have any ownership or stock in that?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Not yet.
Any future plans of more like golf? Driving ranges or maybe a
No,
mini golf
but
place?
Well, he's
you
gonna
never-
learn golf.
You never know. I'm open to any, anyone that has an idea, I'm open to listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an
I got a lot of-
idea.
That's let's talk.
Mine's not about golf. I got a different one.
Oh man.
Oh gosh, this should be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. She's some of her ideas are out there.
I could have been a millionaire. That's all I'm saying.
We all could.
You still can, you have plenty of time.
Yeah. Right. You're youthful.
My husband doesn't have any faith in my brilliant ideas. So here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in on this Thursday morning to another edition of Title Talk. We are blessed and thankful to have great guests like Chris on our show, and just kind of being genuine and transparent. We appreciate that. And again, our goal is to bring the real estate professionals to you, bring people that are of like-minded body that we are, and working together, we are definitely thankful for the relationship that we've created with them and the On-Time team. They're great in what they do. They are absolutely just a pleasure to work with, and like us, they're a smaller company, so you get to know the people, and that is so ridiculously important. You're not a number, you're not lost in the shuffle. You're going to talk to the individuals, and you're going to get to know them intimately through the process of your transaction and such, and they're gonna hold your hand as well as we are through that whole process to get you to the end. So if you are looking for a mortgage, if you do need somebody to kind of guide you with this process, contact the team at On Time. But until then, we want to give them our thankless plug about our school supplies drive.
Oh yeah, we are hosting a school supply drive here at Inspired Business Group. If you are interested in donating, you can either go online, purchase stuff from Amazon, and send it right to Inspired Title, and we'll hand deliver it. Or we also have the links that you can click on there. It gives you the wish list, and you can deliver them right to that teacher that we're helping.
Yep, we're out there giving back to a teacher in a class in need, and we're just happy to be a part of that as well. And this just goes back to kind of what Chris started out with earlier. It's bigger than us, and we continue to seek out opportunities to giving back and finding different places that we can do this. And obviously the season is now kids going back to school, so we're jumping into the school supplies thing. Yeah, it's August.
It's crazy.
I mean, stop the world. I want to get off. It's just moving so fast.
It is.
It's nuts. So, Chris, thanks for being here, and you guys, thank you for tuning in to another edition. My name is Drew.
My name is Amy.
We are Inspired Business Group, and we thank you guys for being here. Have a great weekend, and we will see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.
Well, there you have it. That is it for this week's edition of Title Talk. Be sure to head over to our Inspired YouTube page and subscribe and like. And make sure you follow the team on Instagram and Facebook. Join us again next time for more tips and knowledge from the industry pros. Thanks again for listening.